gamers? It's me, LifeSpiller, and I'm back to do a new video. This video, I just wanted to talk about some of the deals that I found, games that I played, stuff that I purchased over that video I posted a while back. Well, the one that I just posted recently about some more video finds. Man, that was from last year, some time ago. But I just felt like I have enough time. I was off. So it's like, let me try to jump in and show what I got. And let's get into it. Anyway, one of the first games that I got was Milos Astro. Actually, it's called Milos Astro Lanes for the 64. The reason why I got this game was because it was a game that my son and I used to play when he was a little kid. He was probably about 3 or 4. And this game is actually pretty awesome. It's one of those games where, you know, it's the typical bowling type game, but what's cool is they add the little features in where the player that you're playing against, they can throw objects to throw you off. They can blow up your bowling ball if they have the right thing in their arsenal. They can do all kinds of stuff, but you can also have little extra features where you can turn your bowling ball into 3 or something like that, or you can speed it up, you can slow it down, you can do all kinds of little tricks. So it just adds the element of fun when you're doing the verses. And I just remember having so much fun with that with my son. Now, recently I've been wanting to dive back in and find games that I had before, but I never finished them, or they may have didn't entertain me at that time. So I either traded them or I sold them off. But now I'm kind of back in that groove where I was like, okay, these are games, while in the midst of new games that may have come out, I played those and I enjoyed those, but now I got this gap. So I was like, well, let me just go back and get those games of the old. So yes, I have tons of games that I end up getting during that gap where you got the new games. You want to go ahead and just be able to go through those new games. You enjoy them, but now you got this gap in between where there's no games out. So what I've been doing is dipping back to the older systems. Games that I had at one point, decided I want to play them again because I never finished them, or I sold them, or I traded them. So the first game I have here is Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I had so much fun with this game. I actually even bought this. I pre-ordered it. I remember that. I pre-ordered it for the PS3. I had a shirt for the longest time. I just got rid of it because I'm not the best with keeping up with my t-shirts as far as keeping them in really good condition. I think I paid about $6 or $7, and I got that from Half Price Bookstore. Here's another game that I wanted back in my collection. I only played the first level of this game, and it's the Getaway Black Friday, as you guys may have known. If you haven't checked it out, I did a game spotlight on the original title with Mark Hamill. I love the first title. I beat it several times, enjoyed it. This is Black Friday, or actually Black Monday. I keep saying Black Friday. I don't know why I call it Black Friday. But it's the Getaway Part 2. You have additional characters. This game I'm actually in the middle of playing. I'm about 75% through, and I'm really enjoying it. The first time I played it, I don't know, it just didn't mesh well. You know, some games just don't, you don't get that immediate feeling where you connect with the title. So you put it down, or, because back then we only had that one game. We probably rented it or whatever, and so for me, because I rented the game, I didn't get the immediate feeling that I liked it. I sent it right back to the store. While I picked it up again, I decided to cross every barrier that would be a blockage for me and just said I'm gonna push through, and that's what I did. Now these next 3 titles, I actually got them on sale. Sometimes I go to the clearance rack just to see what Half Price Bookstore has, and they had 3 titles for $2 a piece. So I went on and grabbed it. DMC, which is the Devil May Cry, with the emo looking Dante, which a lot of people didn't like. I actually loved this. I got it on the PS3 originally. I loved it, enjoyed it, wanted it back in my collection, so glad to have this back. Next game I have that I never played was XCOM Enemy Unknown. I've heard so many good things about this, Part 1, and I know Part 2 is already out, and a lot of people have gone on and on about this. So I thought, why not? Thought it would be a good deal. In the original Mass Effect, I love this title. It was awesome. I beat the trilogy. I just wanted it back in my collection because I have Part 2 on the 360. I have Part 2 and 3 on the PS3, but I'm going to work on getting the Mass Effect 3 on the 360 and then Mass Effect 1 on the PS3. I'll probably ultimately end up getting the trilogy for the PS3. A game that I picked up recently from Retrofest 5. I go to this Retrofest every single year. It's usually around March, towards the end of March. And a good buddy of mine that sold me a couple PS Vita titles, he hooked me up this time. He gave me Secret of Mana, the remastered version. I've never played the original because I didn't get a lot of games as I was coming up on the Super Nintendo, even though it's my favorite console. He gave me a really good deal on this. I'm not going to say it, but he knows what it is, and I really appreciate it. He shows me nothing but love every time I see him, so big ups to you, and thank you. I can't wait to play that game. A game I've been going back and forth on just because I'll pick it up, then I'll get a bunch of new titles, and then I'll put it down. But it's really good. This is the sequel to Shadow of Mordor. And if you haven't known or haven't heard, I love Shadow of Mordor. I put in at least 60 hours. I just went all around trying to get everything. And this is Shadow of War. This game is really awesome. The graphics, the features, the storyline picks up right where it left off. It looks phenomenal. It's next level. It's definitely next level gen. Considering the fact that it's on the same console, it's two different games. It looks different, completely different. And I like that. I like where they're going with this. So I'm having a really good time. I think I'm probably about 10 hours into it, and I'm really enjoying it. Next game is an oldie but a goodie. I have this on the PS2. I had it on the PS3, but I need to get it back on the PS3. I'm a big Team Eco fan. I have Eco, I have Shadow Colossus, and I did have what was the other one? Oh, the Trico, whatever the third one was. I forgot what the third game. That game was horrible. I beat it, painfully played through it, but this game looks so awesome. I'm getting used to the controls because the controls are still janky. If I have a complaint, that would be my biggest complaint. Trying to leap onto the Colossus, because I think I got to Colossus number 10 or 11 on the PS2. I would have to go back through it and see where I left off, play a little bit more. But the cinematic versus the 60 frames per second view is phenomenal. And I haven't had a chance to dive into some of my new consoles that I have. I might have to tell you about that because I've upgraded some of my stuff. The next title I have here is Assassin's Creed Origins. I beat this, enjoyed this. I have to say this game it restored my faith in the Assassin's Creed series, because the last few titles have been garbage. Syndicate was okay, like it was one of those subpar things, and I think really on a level they still were doing the same things. This game is totally different from Assassin's Creed normal formula, the hack and slash type thing. You got the RPG element that is strong in this one. I believe the lead character is Biolek, the Egyptian era. They do everything right with this game. There are some hiccups, there's glitches and stuff like that. There's things that could have been done better, but I like the way the map is set up. I like being able to use the bird as my eye view above. I like leveling up your character, picking up weapons. This game comes highly recommended in my opinion, so I would definitely recommend that. And that was really awesome. Two games that I've been wanting to add is right back to that whole situation where I wanted to add these games back to my collection. I'll talk about the first one because I never beat this. I actually rented it when it first came out. I got so far, but on a level, the sequence order of events was throwing me off because it kept going back and forth, back and forth. So I've been playing a little bit of this, and I want to see this game to the end. I have too many people whispering in my ear telling me this game is good, follow it to the end. So I'm going to push past everything and keep going. Now, the next game, if you don't know me, I did a whole video about my love for GTA. My favorite one, still to this day, is Vice City, because I love the 80s. I love the culture. I love the era. I love the way people dress, the music, the style. just the whole feel of it. It's the nostalgic vibe that I get when I think about the 80s. Even though I was born in the 70s, it's still my favorite. But I love GTA 5. I bought this game 3 times. I bought it originally on the PS3 because I pre-ordered it, and I got it on the PS4, and now I got it on PS3 again. Do I have the other 2 copies? No. Do I like to buy games a lot over and over again? Not all the time, but when I love it, I will. And I wanted this back in my collection really bad, so don't be surprised if in the future you see that I have it on the PS4. But I loved all 3 characters, Trevor, Franklin, and Michael. Trevor, of course, was my favorite personally because it's just his wild ballistic style. He was just a psychopath. I love it. In this movie, randomly, I picked up, it's because I got these 2 movies, or these 2 games. I couldn't remember where I got them from. I got these 2 games from Trader's Village. It's like this little outlet place in my where I live at, where it's almost like people have these garage doors and stuff like that, and they have their own little mini stores out in the middle of a parking lot, and it's pretty cool. So in the midst of getting those 2 games, I got a movie for free, and I decided to get 13. I believe I've seen this before. I can't recall, so it was a nice free addition to get to my collection. And the last few games I got here, I just happened to walk in the store, and I went back to Retro Madness, and I saw this game, and it looked awesome because I seen the Odin Sphere games, and I saw, I've been trying to add games back to my PS2 because I done got a new system set up for that and everything. And I saw Odin Sphere. I can't read it because the print is kind of small. I just see Odin Sphere. I think there's something below, but it's in scrolls. It's a scroll down there at the bottom. I can't tell what it says down there. So I'm going to see if I can get that to focus. I'm not using the best camera or anything, but this looks awesome. I can't wait to play it. It's an Atlas title, so you can't go wrong. Another game I've been wanting for a long time is the remake of Goldeneye Reloader 007. I've already played through a couple levels actually, and this game is really fun. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a ball. I'm glad to have this in my collection. I've been wanting to play this for the longest time. I'm a big 007 fan. And in the last game, as you can see, I paid like $10 for it. If you can't see that sticker, got it from Half Price Bookstore. I've been wanting this back in my collection. Had it on the PS3. Never finished it because I found some of the levels kind of repetitive. Because you kept going back to the same area. But I want to play this game again. I want to see it all the way through because I'm a big Wolfenstein fan. I love Wolfenstein series, period. But those are all my titles. Those are all the games that I picked up recently over probably the last month or so. I've been going in a little bit more and going through stores a little bit more, finding games a little bit more, finding myself back in the midst of things. I'm not going to go balls to the wall with just buying a bunch of shit, but, keeping it leveled up. Anyway, other than that, I'm LifeSpiller. Tell me any new games you picked up, any games of suggestion, what you think about the games that I got. I'm LifeSpiller, and I'm out.